Yes.
I was like, oh, you're doing something, but it's going over my head.
That's 90% of films I watch. Like, I can tell something's happening here.
They're doing something here. I don't realise how much, like, for example, my parents were doing. Just to keep me afloat, and I'm complaining that I want to buy the Xbox Live for 6 more months. Meanwhile, they're just going through a divorce. Yes, you know what, Joseph? You're right on that exact thing you've done. Weirdly, you are correct in that. It is true. Hello there and welcome to Definitely Serious. I'm Kieran.
And I'm Joe.
And this is Definitely Serious. Sorry, am I doing the outro again? Silly old me.
Silly old me.
Today we're doing Ladybird. Did you just repeat me?
Yeah, silly old me.
The crazy thing is you didn't do anything silly at that point.
No, it was you. You were the silly boy.
You said that was a bit of foreshadowing.
And who else is silly? Ladybird in the hit film Ladybird.
It's directed by?
Greta Gerwig.
Starring?
Saoirse Ronan. Yeah. Timothee Chalamet.
Yeah.
The guy from Dune. And Sheldon's mum from The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Did you say fairy?
Theory.
Oh, I fully thought you said The Big Bang
We'll find out in the edit. Yeah, we're doing Ladybird.
But by the way, I just want to mention the links are in the descriptions. By the way, that worked. I don't know if you noticed because we have got new followers and stuff.
Yeah, 400% subscriber rate over the last month.
Is that actually?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's great.
That's impressive.
I had a podcast. I've not told you this yet. I've waited. I've had a podcast producer listen to one of our episodes.
What did he think?
What did she think, Joseph?
Oh!
Take a look at yourself.
After I've just watched Ladybird as well, outrageous.
Look at yourself.
Womanhood.
Very happy with how it turned out. She watched the Saltburn episode because that's something she'd watched recently. So she wanted to hear a movie she'd seen and one she'd watched recently.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, "You took a while to get to the film."
Yeah.
And I was like, that is a criticism we have heard, and I'd say we've fixed that.
Check out the mini-sode on Saturday, by the way.
Check out I'd say the two June episodes, we've just got straight to it, and I think they're some, in terms of like our analysis, some of our best.
Yeah, I think potentially we'll move to that. If you lot like the mini-sodes on Saturdays, we could just do a little mini news one and have that separate.
I've made this observation in general, but it's weird that the episodes where we do waffle seem to be the most listened to.
Yeah,
but she did. So she said that, but she was like, I really enjoyed it. It went really quickly, but she said even though it took a while to get to the film, and she agreed with everything we said on the film.
Yeah,
she said you two are so fun to listen to, and it very easy.
That's the vibe, mate.
And I said, that's what I mean. That's why I think the waffling actually does get far because we are just like nice to listen to.
Yeah,
not to big ourselves up.
We're not going to talk about blocking too much.
You can almost tell, mate, that we're friends.
Pushing it a bit.
We're not at the shits and gigs lev. But we kind of get in there where you can tell there's genuine chemistry here.
Yeah, just know, bro. One of them didn't know off the top of the dome where the other one were born.
Yeah, I know off the top of the head what nursery. Do you know what?
It's the same one.
Well, you didn't have to ruin that, did you?
It was different times, though, so that's impressive.
Yeah, it was Jermaine was there as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, fuck Jermaine. Where is he now, man?
I can tell you.
Probably a statistic. That's a JME paraphrase, by the way.
Looked into your eyes and it was the nod of, yeah, I said it. And I meant it.
Yeah, that was a weird double down. I'm going to be honest, I've just come back. I don't know who that was.
That's true. I just want to mention as well, by the way, have you heard of... we'll do it... literally, this will be like 4 minutes. No. The Late Night with the Devil thing, have you seen that? So have you heard about the AI stuff?
Yeah, but it's only like 3 things.
It has, but it's been review bombed to like absolute like. It's a shame because it's an amazing. It's an amazing film. Mm-hmm. Better than Talk to Me. And yeah, like I was like, oh mate, it's amazing. I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head. Gives it like an all-timer.
It's him in it.
But this is his first like leading role. So he's always been that weird guy.
Yeah, Toby Jones vibes. Give him a leading role.
Yeah, because I don't think there's a scene.
He's not in.
Yeah, I think there's maybe like 2 like short scenes, but yeah, he gives an amazing one. But again, it uses AI art. Yeah, it's got review bomb to crap.
Yeah, because we discussed.
It makes me sad.
We discussed this the other day with someone because you pointed out, but think about all the other people on the film. You can't ditch it. It was The Flash.
Yes, it was.
And you were like, just because one geezer was the biggest dick possible doesn't mean you sack everyone else's contribution off. But then, so I kind of agree with that.
It's that argument of protest though, because if everyone boycotts this, because it's the argument of if we accept it, that's letting them in. Then
it's a line where do you say we'll forgive it?
Because if you stop it now, it shows it.
Yeah,
it's a hard one. I don't want to. I'm not too sure how I feel on it. But
I disagree with it.
That's where I lean to, but I get the argument for it.
I get, I disagree with the AI.
Oh yeah. 'Cause, like, even when I've Letterboxd, it's been shunned, but it's a shame I had to do this for such a good film. That was the opening, and then it was like a big paragraph.
About
that
AI.
Works because then it like you're at least giving quality.
Yeah.
Speaking of quality,
one thing that annoys me about that Late Night with the Devil, have you seen the figures? How much the maid come out?
No.
$666,666. But what annoys me, obviously that's just I know that's just like a marketing thing.
Yeah.
But then, are they not just technically lying about how much money it's made to the public? Do you get what I mean? Like, it's weird. I get it's just marketing and it's not that deep and they'll probably release the official figures soon. But, like, that feels...
But could you not argue that's obvious?
Yeah, but that's not the point, is it? If you're saying something's truth...
Who announced it? How was it announced?
That's
it's like a tagline.
That's just what... Yeah, it's in the same way that we know Dune's a $1 billion franchise now. Do you know what I mean? It's just...
No, I don't mind that. For some reason.
Again, mate, blurred lines.
Yeah.
So you're going to how do you know they're not lying to you when they're not joking? You know what I mean? I just think it's weird. Don't do that.
It's a weird thing, yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Lady Bird.
Another weird one.
Yeah, so,
where to start? Well, this is a Greta Gerwig film, so this is your second. I think this I'd seen bits of this, but I'd not seen it in full. She's only doing like the three big ones, so this has completed my little trilogy.
Yep. I'm 2/3 in it. I'm liking it. I like Greta. Yeah. I will say this is better than Barbie.
I was about to say the same thing.
Different films, though.
Very, like, because when you see Little Women, you can, when you watch these two, you're like, oh, this is the same person.
Yeah, I get the vibe that people were saying that she's an indie director. I get it, having seen this.
This one especially.
Yeah, it gives strong...
I mean, it was her first big one, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a banger as well.
Yeah.
So I think it starts really well. Starts off, wholesome little mum and daughter chat.
Good. The cut, we'll mention this loads anyway, but very, like, quick editing and instantly gets you into it without being jarring.
Yeah.
Then you get, like, a little build-up of dialogue.
Yeah, they're like listening to an audiobook and crying over it, and that serves a little comedy moment early on.
And you mentioned, well, because it is the lady from Big Bang
Theory.
I was going to do the joke you did, but I can't remember what you might have said instead.
Big Bang Theory.
I can't remember if it's that or How I Met Your Mother that does it. I'm pretty sure it's How I Met Your Mother, but do you remember they go on a massive road trip?
Yeah.
Because it was in like the early seasons when it was like the early 2000s, and they run out of like the CD bricks, so they have to put in like one of these weird audio diaries, and they weirdly get invested, and they also cry, and it just made me think of that.
Okay.
I'd love to try one of them. You don't see them anymore, because it's always the most monotone people, just being like, basically like me.
We got audiobooks.
Yeah, I know, but like, you know, like the little things you had, like it was a little collector's thing.
Oh.
And they had that in the show. It's just like, obviously you don't see that anymore. I liked seeing them. It was nice to see, but I've not seen them in a while. That was a good way, because I was going to say the dialogue really works for like building them two characters. Even stuff of like, their whole car journey at that point was just spent in silence.
Yeah, but partaking in the same activity.
Yeah, but it's like an antisocial thing where they don't have to concentrate. Because then that was like the first time they started properly communicating.
And then
2 minutes later, she's quite literally jumped onto a moving road.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Lucky she only got a cast from that.
Yeah.
Fair play. But that was one thing I actually want to say about this film. Her performance is absolutely amazing. Both
it's fantastic.
Of them are.
Who's both of them?
I don't know the name of the lady from the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, the mum.
But her performance was more subtle, but it was amazing.
Just brilliant. One of them where, like, she's acting.
I'll cut forward, but that scene where she cries, a lot of people, it's hard to get good, crying.
Yeah.
There's a scene in Better Call Saul where Rhea Seehorn got loads of awards for it.
Right.
But it's literally like this. It's like, because a lot of them just quickly jump to, like, bawling their eyes out, which isn't how it works. You could see it in her eye. I mean, I was literally saying...
We were watching the film
together. She's about to cry. She's about to cry. Really just good performance.
Yep.
And I was just upset that I've not really seen her in... Have you seen her in anything apart from this and Big Bang?
I think I have, but I can't remember.
But, like, not enough. She's great.
No, not enough. She's brilliant.
But then it just... Yeah, there's just so many good actors out there. Anywho...
You're one of them, mate.
Thank you. Saoirse... Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Saoirse.
Saoirse, that's the one, sorry. She's amazing.
Right.
Hit me.
Females out there. All 8 here. Women. Call back. I thought she was a bitch for 90% of the movie.
Yeah.
Was I meant to? Was that the point? Or were like you lot watching it as women who've had women experiences? Were you looking and like, this is how it is? Do you know what I mean? In the same way that we'd watch the In-Betweeners.
Why do they have to be separate for you? It could be that, but she might be a bitch, but that also might be like how it is. Like I was a.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry, I thought you were saying.
Bruh, really.
Why are boys and girls the same to you? And I was like, why is he throwing me under the bus like that?
So why don't you believe in that, mate?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were doing. I was like, where's why? No,
like,
I do see your point.
Like I was a horrible person when I was a teenager. I think because I think a lot of this also like it was also tailored towards, I'd say, a female experience, but it had that general bit of.
I think that
a lot of it was a transition to quote unquote adulthood.
Yeah, I think it was majority female, and then literally the final bit from when she's on the plane. I think that's when it blew up to translatable to anything and everything.
I think a lot of the film as well, not even necessarily female, but was the teenage want for like independence. And when she got it, it's like, oh, that's like the ending of her just
rigging
in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just not how you wanted it to be, is it?
Yeah.
Someone actually said that something similar. I think it was a dad said something similar in the film. Like tried to warn. I was like
yeah. Sometimes it's just all right.
Like that's fine. Great message of the film. Like absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Timothy's in this.
Yeah, Timothy's not in it as much as I thought he was.
Yeah. We were searching it afterwards, and this is the same year as Call Me By Your Name, in which he had like a lead role. So I would assume a lot of his time was like busy with that, scheduling whatever, blah blah blah.
Do you think he was good in this?
I think he was pretty good.
He was all right.
He did everything he needed to do.
Yeah, I thought the character was a bit.
I think I would he was very like kind of without depth, but I think.
That was on purpose.
Yeah, a lot of it was on purpose.
But he sort of had a level of seriousness about him which didn't match with how stupid he was made out to be, if you get what I mean. But maybe that's just me not being able to read
Do you think it might have been like purposeful, like weaponized, stupidity, like he's just an act a bit, where it's just like, oh yeah. Like the thing that's making me think of that is like, you know when he said, oh, I'm a virgin too? Do you think that was him just saying
that's just
nothing?
What guys do, though.
Yeah. We lads. Just like without thought, or just think that he was like a purposeful. But then he just didn't seem bothered. His whole thing, he was basically a stoner without being a stoner. Like he just was just like, oh sure, yeah, whatever, man.
Nah, he give me.
I cannot. Right, and
go on, mate.
If you're a UK viewer, I'm hoping you will get this. This is from like the depths of my memory.
Go on.
It's either in an. Did you ever see Being Human? No, I'm pretty sure it was either that or Skins. And there's a Skins episode where there's this guy this girl finds a guy in a trench coat, and he loves the Smiths and like loads of indie stuff, and he's just so chill and nothing really matters. Please tell me that rings a bell for you. I can't. It feels like it was a Skins show. Throughout the whole film, I was like, oh, this is just what this guy is, just American.
You're not on about the one that scraps, are you? The really posh one that they meet on holiday. And he goes out with the one with short hair. And like they have a fight at a snooker place and stuff.
Maybe.
He's a bit like Stone Islander.
Yeah, it might have been that.
No, that's not the vibe I'm getting.
It might, but again, that might not be him. But he's a very weird character. But he does the same role. Because if you didn't know that's Timothée Chalamet, he does the same sort of performance as the first boyfriend who turned out to be gay. Just like you do the part.
You do the part. This isn't making me go, shit, this is the next James Dean.
Yeah, but at the same, they're like, this is what, maybe his first big role was Interstellar.
Yeah, he's Matthew McConaughey's kid in that, isn't he?
Do you know, he was in school then and he dropped out to be in that. Anyway, that's just a separate conversation of how much his life changed from that. So this is what, and that was 2014, this is 2017. So this is probably one of his first roles.
Yeah.
Decent first role. Decent, like, in terms of getting you on the map.
Yeah, I've come to realise I think his character ultimately was just sort of like a combination of different boyish traits.
Stereotypes, yeah,
which is fine.
Because like, as soon as I saw the band, I said, well, I saw them in playing a band, I was like, he's going to be in bass.
Yeah, and
what a surprise he was. It was just like, ooh, I like people in bands.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he cares, but he doesn't. And it's just that you kept doing it, it was funny. Ooh, he's mysterious.
He's so mysterious,
He was mysterious.
Oh, he smokes.
Yeah, he does smoke, yeah.
But never cloves.
That's what I mean. That's like a stone. Yeah, I smoke, but I do, because that one's got all the chemicals in there.
Careful of the trackers.
They're putting something in there. You don't realise it. Be like that.
No, I thought it was right. I'm a big hater. I'm be honest. That sounds really salty. Cut that. I think he's a good. I
just want him dead.
I think he's a really good actor, but I don't love him the way other people do. Yeah. But I thought this was funny. I didn't want to. There was like a couple times.
Yeah, because there's a few lines when he said stuff, I was like, Joseph's going to hate this.
I didn't laugh.
Turn around, he's got a bit of a smile on his face.
What got me was the tracking devices in the phones. I was like, okay, this is funny.
Yeah, this guy's kind of got it. But yeah, it was a decent part.
I didn't. If someone does that, I feel like the vibe should be that they're stupider than they are. But I guess that's sort of the point. Is she thought that was cool, so they didn't.
Yeah. You don't realise at that age, but then, oh my god, he is.
But then when you find out he's not a virgin, it does sort of hit you that he's actually a bit of a bum.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. The film worked.
It's one of them where it's like, you're mysterious, but then when you get to know him, you're like, oh, there's just nothing to you.
Yeah, that's been done a load. I can't remember where else that's been done.
That's because the thing I've noticed about this film, when I was watching it, I was like, oh, this does just have so many tropes.
Yeah, but
I don't know why. I don't have the answer for you, but it didn't bother me.
We discussed this so much.
But I just don't get it, mate.
Like, what's the difference between someone doing something and someone doing the same thing, but like you can tell they're doing it just to do it? You get what I mean? I don't know why, but I agree.
I truly don't know. I don't have a single answer.
Like there was the classic, oh, she's going to move on to her, oh, she made friends with that. Do you know what I mean? Them sort of things.
But then again,
that is
could
just
you
the
argue
experience.
Humans' experiences are also tropes.
I don't relate to them, but whatever. I'm just being honest.
I'm different. I'm mysterious. I don't really relate to
it was
this
more
stuff.
Sheltered.
Yeah, but I was trying to... Come on.
Okay, yeah. Mysterious. Timothee Chalamet.
What's going on? You are an enigma.
Yeah, we'll call me that. No, I actually am.
Yeah, just accept a compliment.
Is it?
But is it?
Call me Ladybird. I actually would.
There's so much to analyse that maybe we definitely probably missed.
Yeah.
Or there's stuff I noticed they were doing but didn't understand that's what they were doing, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I was like, oh, you're doing something, but it's going over my head.
That's 90% of films I watch. Like, I can tell something's happening here.
They're doing something here.
They're doing something. Don't know what it is, though.
Something is happening on screen.
I repeat, it's happened.
A moment has happened. That happened, didn't it?
Oh, crazy.
What did you think of that before I give my... Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah. I love that it did that.
But there's the gradual realisation of her thing. Especially, it hit most with me when the dad revealed he had depression. He was going through all this, and the scene with the guy from June, the
choir teacher.
Yeah, the director,
the theatre guy.
The theatre guy, yeah.
That's what he is, no?
No, he was. Okay. I don't know why I found that funny.
The theatre guy.
No, because I thought you were going to go... I thought you were just going to aim a joke at me, and I was preparing myself mentally. So there's a bit... So she gets into theatre for a bit, Joseph. And there was a good moment for me, because it's when it cuts to one of the guys start to sing. I heard the first note, and he starts singing... Giants in the Sky.
You already know what that is, obviously.
Oh, yeah. There are giants in the sky. That one.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. I have the music sheet in my car outside the studio right now, mate. 60 quid, though, wasn't it? It was given to me for free.
Oh, wow.
Thank God.
Was that because of the bag leakage?
No, it's just my teacher was the director for that show early in their career, so they just gave it to me.
Wow, that's cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you're listening, thank you. Borrowed it, obviously. She's not giving it forever. But he sings that, and it was just as soon as I heard the first note, I just instantly turned to you. And was like, reload the thing. Reload it right now.
Reload!
And then it made the scene a lot more funnier, just knowing... Because you were like, oh, Kieran has to sing this.
Well, it's funny because I was doing it anyway because you are a theatre person.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he was
I think you made the joke.
Yeah.
He's you, mate. And then he started singing.
And then it was actually like, no, he was. And then it was when they meet in the supermarket.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want my fucking Timothee, whatever the character's name is, to have more curly hair. And then I just turned over to Kieran, who's got curls in.
And goes, he actually is you.
He actually wants to be you.
He wants to be me.
He wants to climb inside your skin.
Yep.
And live your life as you.
I sung the song better than him.
Do you think?
Yeah, not some of the other stuff he does. He's got a much better vocal range. But that song, I think I take the cake.
Well, are you high, low? What's you?
I'm lower. I'm a baritone, man.
Oh.
Oui,
oui, bonjour.
Yeah, so that was just a funny moment. And I felt sane in this film.
Yeah, you've got the albums, you've got the theatre gear.
Yeah. What else did I have? Really?
Positive male role model. I should have said female because that's true.
Yeah.
Shout out the mums.
Shout out the mums of the world, eh? The scene with him where And it was the "don't tell your daughter." Because, like, we made that joke before. Because it built it up when he starts crying. And you're like, oh, that's funny. Funny comedy bit. He's the one who's cried.
Yeah, because you're laughing. And then it cuts to them all talking. And they're like, so apparently his son died. Fun fact, his son's name in the film is Etienne. Fun fact, if you watch the French press tour they did for Dune, when Dennis, Zendaya and Timothee went on a French talk show, Timothee Chalamet's got the same Etienne scarf, he's doing the chants, he's fucking loving it. He's a football guy. Shout out to him. I just think that's weird.
So wait. How can you still be a hater?
If he likes football?
Yeah, because I've seen you switch up on the people just because they like a team. Surely there has to be, alright, maybe not a level of respect.
He's a good actor. And he don't like football though, but whatever. I'm gatekeeping.
He's gatekeeping French football as well.
He don't like football enough. Yeah, mate. Do you know?
You might like it, but
mate, do you want to know my opinion on the French league? Do you know what it's going to be called from 2026 onwards?
Go on.
The McDonald's League 1.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. They've signed a deal. It's sponsors. Do you know how Premier League was Barclays?
Mental.
Yeah, it's Uber Eats currently. Deep that. Their league is called the Uber Eats League 1. And now it's going to McDonald's League 1.
Right, we'll move past that. But anyway, you get that scene with, where they're all talking about it, and then the next scene you see him in is that. Even the scene in the theatre was like they didn't get it. Just think he's probably like, he put in so much effort.
Oh, yeah.
And then no one really like got what he was going for, and he was probably thinking, why am I doing this?
Oh, that's so annoying, because that's a funny... Because we laughed at that, because it's like...
Yeah, it's one of them things of how you can...
misinterpret.
You don't know. You just quite simply don't know.
Football related and related to this. Go check out Norwich City's mental health video.
Oh yes,
that's a perfect example of what we're talking about. That you can't.
Let me do the football commentator, football channel. There's so many with other people. It's just Goldbridge.
Just Goldbridge on his own. All the Arsenal TV people stood up.
That was the most striking moments for me for the message of the film of how she did a lot of complaining, Joseph. I don't know if you noticed.
Did she?
She did a lot of complaining.
I saw what happened about the lady in holdovers, mate. I'm just saying.
Which was deserved though. That was a different
shout out
Abby.
Shout out Abby.
He's clearly forgotten about that.
I've never been more stressed my entire life.
No, mate, I'm at the stress in class. I was just like, right, let me just message.
Text him.
Dude, no,
just sort this, please. Before more people find out.
Anywho, yeah, I really like because she complains a lot, and
really,
because I did it a lot when I was a kid as well. You just complain. Obviously, like this film isn't breaking grounds, but it's just like that experience of, oh, I don't realise how much, like, for example, my parents were doing just to keep me afloat, and I'm complaining that I want to buy the Xbox Live for 6 more months. Why are you not letting me? Meanwhile, they're just going through a divorce. Mum, I can't play Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, please, Mum, come on now.
Come on. I hate you. It's like you don't love me. No. It's just like the stuff you say. And then, like, because the dad was just the funny guy, but the way, what's that? The scene where you were like, he's going to be the best character, and it's when he drops her off, but she's like, oh no, just drop me off here. That seems like such an inconsequential scene.
Yeah.
Comes up half the movie later, and he's like, that actually really upsets you, Dad. Why aren't you?
Yeah. Like,
and
every day.
Like, oh, because imagine that actually doing that, and he's just like, you are just ashamed. The wrong side of the track thing. Oh, just a throwaway comment. It's fine. Yeah,
but you're actually undoing so much hard work your parents have done.
And it's like the way when she talks about, like, when I was just saying about how people, you never know. It's when the first boyfriend starts going, your mum's evil, your mum's horrible. It's like, you actually don't know what's going on. You've only heard the bad things from her.
No. That was weird how that works, though, innit?
It is. It's like a lot of common, I'm going to go, like, in
deep.
General terms here, but, like, a lot of people, when people turn against each other in relationships, like, oh, their friends hate the partner, it's because the partner only tells their friends the bad things, like about the arguments, so they form these bad views in their head. But it's like, you never actually know the full person.
Yeah, just sit down with them and talk.
Do the Peter Capaldi thing. Sit down and talk.
Sit down and talk.
I did. Yeah, that's for a conversation off camera. But I'll just tease it. I did that scene at uni the other day. Are
you being serious?
Yeah. I actually got decent reviews.
Serious?
Yeah. Do
you know how many times I've watched that?
Yeah, mate. Do you know what's crazy? I didn't even have to memorise it because I just knew it.
Yeah, okay, you need help.
I guarantee you could do half of that speech fairly similar to how it said. Don't lie to me.
Yeah. I don't know if I can emote that well, but the effort would be there.
The vibe, yeah. Anywho, I really liked, like, she had such a good journey because, like, you do hate her at the start.
Yeah.
But I was speaking in general. I was just like, imagine how hard it is to actually have a teenager, because we are just like horrible people.
Yeah, they literally just treat you like shit.
For like a solid
from
minimum
like 12 to 18.
Sometimes even later.
And they actively say how much they can't wait to get away from you.
And it's like that. They say that. It's 12 to 18, and then they're gone for like 3 of the years at college or uni.
That's mental. That's one of my other favourite things about this film.
Yeah.
The ending, where she leaves, and then we were just, because the scene where the mum cries.
Yes.
And she comes back, but she doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect fairy tale.
Because sometimes you never get that closure.
Yeah, which is...
And that's the last scene we see of the mum. Apart from the bit where you were moved, and I physically said, that moved me. It's the bit where she's like, do you ever get that feeling of driving through Sacramento, and it cuts between her and the mum driving?
That was deep.
Because now she's gone onto that journey where she's now... And it is that moment when you become like an adult where you actually start to understand your parents as like, just like people.
Yeah.
Rather than just figures.
That is a weird realisation. I remember when I had that, I was like, oh my God, they've had a life.
Like, yeah, it's just the hiding. Oh, it's just...
It's so wholesome though, isn't it? Because think about how much parents actually go through and we don't even realise. Yeah, like, even when you've had the realisation of that, there's still stuff you won't realise you did that hurt them.
Yeah.
Wow. Right, Barbie sort of did this a bit. Common theme for Greta.
Yeah, I know it.
But
I know where you're going. Let him
I want, because it's always through the eyes of the daughter, and then at the end you have the realisation of the parents.
Yeah.
I want an entire movie from the mum in this scenario. I think that'd be so good.
You see, I know I've seen something like that.
Okay. Is it good?
No, I'm just trying to remember what it was.
Your actual life.
Me, a famous parent. Well, you know.
Parent to the Definitely Serious podcast.
In a way, co-parenting. But yes, she's a very interesting character, isn't she? I say that and I cannot remember.
Saoirse.
Yeah, but what's her character's name?
Ladybird. Christine.
Oh, Christine. Thank you. Yeah, the Ladybird thing. Even that is just like even though it's annoying, like how much she's like kind of hammering it down.
The thought behind it, we relate to.
Yeah, and it's like, she's hammering it down, but at the same time, that's what teenagers do.
Yeah, and it comes from just wanting to be seen.
Yeah,
ultimately.
Oh, and as well.
But the way she goes about it is
wanting to be like, individual.
Yeah, seen as who she is.
Yeah,
and not because it's sad, but when you deep it, you didn't pick your name.
Yeah.
So technically, that's you could argue that's not an accurate representation of what you are.
Yeah.
So I get the whole cringe though. Grow up.
Yeah, like.
I run for president every year because I'm quirky. Get over it, you silly bitch.
See what I mean with the just complete flip? No, let me just speak for her a second. But she is just a complete and utter rodent.
I'm so glad that guy was gay. That was the coldest thing of all time, by the way.
From me?
Yeah.
At the moment I saw him, I was like, he's not in it. It was when they were leaning in for the case, and I was like, someone was just telling me his heart's not in this. He's doing this because he's expected to.
And his cock wasn't either.
And then it's just that. So one of the funniest moments that we've had in a while was the moment where he doesn't want to touch her breasts because he respects her too much to do it to her at that point.
He's just too respectful, man.
And that I literally made you pause it so I could run around the room just for a brief second. Just
you say run around the room. You got up, darted to the door, but didn't leave, and then just sort of walked back.
Yeah, because normally I'm used to more space.
All right.
No. That sounds wise. It's just on it. All right, mate.
The Manchester studio is huge, mate.
I was just ready to like run.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I've not thought this through. But I just felt the need to move. He's too respectful to touch the lady's boobs.
We did say that's because he's gay, but that we were just sort of we were more hoping he was gay at this point.
Yeah, because when I heard that, I was like, no way someone said that. But that is a 16-year-old thing when you clearly do want to, but you're just like, nah, just.
Nah, wait till it gets darker.
I want to make it needs to feel right. But the moment you give me the word,
I want to make you feel special.
The moment you say yes, I'll do.
Mate, once it's your idea, we are in there.
Anyway, but yeah, that's just things teenagers do. But yeah, that's when you're like, oh yeah, he's definitely gay because like he just had no desire to do that. Unlucky, mate.
I respect it. Mate, I turned down the hoo-ha to watch Doctor Who Christmas specials once.
That actually does massive respect.
Sigma.
No, it doesn't deserve respect because you've ruined the moment.
I can't take the
Yeah,
compliment.
I was going to say, you can't let that moment just sit. I
can't take the positivity. I got to ruin it for myself.
You've got to comment on it. You've got to be like, I'm aware this is a compliment. But anywho, one thing I also wanted to mention.
Go on, Kieran.
In terms of like, just portraying, a teenage life would be the moment when she's with one of the boyfriends and he's like, what's the deal with music? You only have their greatest hits. And she's like, yeah, because they're the greatest. I've never felt more seen in my life because that was me, teenager, just owning Queen Greatest Hits album and thinking
I've never seen more falsities my entire life.
What do you mean, mate?
It should be called the best-selling hits. There's a difference.
Ooh.
Do you know what else was very popular, mate, in the mid to late 80s? AIDS. Wasn't very good, though, was it? So popular doesn't mean greatest. Let's just get that out of the window.
Did you need to get that off your chest? Bro?
I needed to.
But anyway, this album named the greatest hits, not necessarily, depending on yourself, but named was something I was massively doing when I was like 15, whatever name she was.
I know, I used to give you shit for it.
You did, mate. I remember it well.
Because I famously don't buy best of albums until I've got all the albums. Or up until that point, if a band's been going long enough.
Collections until I've bought the original versions. Yeah.
That's an insight into how my brain works.
I don't buy the box sets, yeah? I buy the individual seasons.
That's definitely something I'd do. No, I have done that with something. I have done that. There was like certain albums you could buy in a group, and I was like, no, I'll get them for more expensive individually for storage reasons.
For storage reasons.
Yeah, I want the cool...
Asking for a friend.
Fuck, I'm sad.
One thing I do want to mention, because we've spoken about her complaining, but this teenage thing is that I want to live through something. And there was just a funny little moment for me when I was starting to realise it, because then the dialogue mentioned it was 2002. And I was like, she was wanting to live through a major historical event. And I was thinking, what happened the year before, 2001? In very, very recent memory.
I was born?
So was I, mate.
Wow.
But I feel like something else happened around that time in New York City, a place which she was also very much wanting to go. And then you mentioned, of course, Princess Diana. Yeah,
if you want to do the old boy route, which apparently Princess Diana's the same level as 9/11.
No, but in terms of...
Culturally,
cultural. The millennium, quite a big moment.
Yeah, you know when you thought all the nukes were going to go off.
Yeah, not something you see a lot as well, the millennium. Quite literally, not even a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's literally happens.
It's quite literally more than a lifetime.
It happens every millennium, you could say.
Every 1,000 years.
But it's okay. It's not good enough.
I
for
will
her.
say though that is very funny, but I think she meant personally.
Yeah.
It's the because her brother saw someone get stabbed, and she was like, "Well, he hardly saw that," which is crazy, invalidating his trauma.
Yeah, it's just that's weird that
he wasn't traumatized enough.
You've had these deep moments happening. Why isn't it happening to me? It's not a bad thing. It hasn't happened to you. Consider yourself lucky.
Mate, when it does happen. You'll wish it didn't.
Yeah, then keep speaking. Oh, do you want depression like your dad? No, I don't think so. So obviously she had the act of realising that. And then obviously it showed 9/11 quite a lot. And I was going to mention...
They even referenced it when she was like, I've only got in because less people are applying because of terrorism.
And I never considered that part.
Just that is crazy.
Like, and then like, the rent prices must have been mental. Because like, no one's wanted to... Yeah, anyway... But yeah, and then I was thinking, obviously, the Iraq-Afghanistan thing.
That's so funny.
That it also noticed it.
When Tim announced that he'd had sex before, and then she was like, "Something I've wanted to do has just happened wrong," and he's like, "There's people dying in a war right now," and she's just like, "Shut up!" I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, because there's like other things can be said except war.
There's a lot of,
which is true.
Right, hear me out. Is that sentence not the type of sentence that makes Aristotle a thing 700 years ago? Do you get what I mean? Things can be... But isn't that essentially what Marcus Aurelius made a career out of?
You had to mention him, didn't you, man?
No, but am I wrong, though? Like, basically just saying two things can be said at once. Like, it's that sort of beat, innit? Because I think philosophers are a fucking fraud. Because realistically, if you've ever just had a beer or two, you've had thoughts like that.
No, I was going to...
Am I wrong, though? Do you know when you just have a late-night chat with the boys? Like, realistically, a late-night PlayStation party...
Yes and no, but I'm not qualified enough to answer that.
No, you are, though. What's he? He's just a normal geezer who thinks. There's not a training...
It is, but then...
Nah, it's not like he's got a grade.
It is different.
It's not maths, mate. He didn't get a grade in it. It's just thoughts. You could argue he's wrong. He's not right. It's all opinions.
I think a lot of the thing with philosophers, like a lot of the Greek ones, like Aurelius wrote that stuff, but like Late Night Drunk with the Boys are like that. Most people don't practice it. He wrote these, again, I've mentioned this, but he wrote them for himself, and he stuck to these principles throughout his life, and it's a lot what led him to greatness as being like a Roman emperor. Or when he was like in war, because he was writing this, I can't remember where, but on a lot of his tours for certain wars, and he was using this to keep to himself. Like the stuff he was writing, he was noticing that men around him were collapsing and falling on all these quote-unquote beliefs and thoughts that they had, but he wrote them and he stuck to them, and that's why it is. Like, that's the thing with Aurelius' book. You should read it, not daily, 'cause that's hard in today's society, but like weekly, quite frequently, so a lot of these things like keep staying in your mind, so you practice and it's just good to have a book of thoughts that are good for everyone just in your hand.
Yeah.
And just readily accessible for you.
Yeah.
I use it all the time, mate. It's great.
Yeah, I've had thoughts like that, though. I don't sell books.
But would you say you've had a book's worth of thoughts?
Genuinely, potentially, probably, yeah.
But do you keep to every one of those thoughts? And practice it on a near-daily basis?
I'd say...
Through hardship as well, through hardship.
I'd say that's when they're kicking more.
That's good. But just every, like, random
it's
thought...
It's the impulsive ones I'm shit at. But, like, the ones where I've got more than a second to think...
Yeah.
I'm goated on the sticks. On paper, I've got it all, but I will admit that's the acting on it.
Yeah, but there will be more. But I'm not qualified in. I don't have the answer for you on that one.
It is essentially a late night PlayStation chat, right?
Yeah.
Obviously to an umpteenth
Yeah, exactly.
degree.
But I would say them chats are most impactful in your life.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I remember them well, mate. That's actually a good.
We could still have them. I do.
Nah, I was referring to some specific ones, mate, but it's fine.
Which ones?
Okay, I might speak. That's going to be in my show, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the opening scene. And I told
Is
people,
it? I'm in the opening scene.
I told people that and they were like, yeah, that's sick.
Wow. Do you want me to come in and do it for you, mate?
No, it's all got to be me. So I have to play you, mate. Do that.
How do you play me?
I'll think I've got 3 weeks.
Does the voice different? Is the voice different? You got to raise it a bit.
I can choose
surely.
to do that. You can do.
You've got to. You can't speak like me.
No, but no. There's I'll tell you about it another day. There's plans in place. There's drawing boards being drawn.
Is it going to be where that's actually me, or it's just a person who's me, if that makes sense?
Yeah, you can do both with these.
Which one are you doing?
I don't know yet, mate.
I want you to make it me. Like, do you know, like if
Make
it was
it
a
me.
biography,
Yeah.
me, not in a way that it's me, but you've changed everything. I want to know how you do me. Like, how would you, if you were given a role where you had to act as me, what makes that?
But it's one of them. There's the difference between acting as you or impersonating you are different.
Ooh! What's the difference?
Because it's like when I did the Peter Capaldi speech, I wasn't trying to. No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Because then I have to do this role as myself. If I'm doing like a Shakespeare character, if I impersonate another actor's performance, I'm not going to get the part.
In the same way that Rami Malek would have impersonated Freddie Mercury. But
yeah, but it was also that you could see a lot of his just mannerisms of how he acts or how he is as a person in general. You've got to use you as yourself in that role.
Wow. So what would you take, mate? What would you add?
I can tell it's important for me to answer this right.
Yeah. No, not right. Just any. I just want any answer, to be honest. Oh,
the mannerisms would be easy.
All right.
I can tell you're looking for an answer. No, I just wanted you to answer. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. No, because I just don't. Because I'm me.
That's so true.
I can't see it, if that makes sense.
See it?
Yeah, what defines me from like a blank person, if that makes sense. You get what I mean? Like, do you know how you move, if that makes sense?
Bits, yeah, but a lot of the drama school thing is realising what you do.
Okay.
I didn't know a lot of them before.
All right. Mate, just get the label out. That's the key, really, innit? Do I do that?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Do I do that? Yeah, the soundtrack's really good as well.
I think
very subtle.
good. I really like the cinematography.
Yeah.
I like... my favourite thing about this film...
Go on.
I'm looking at you, Quentin, you stupid twat. Stick, if you're going to do it, if you're going to do a thing where you establish that time has passed, stick to it like this did. And it can be as simple as, the Irish girls got sloshed because it was St. Patrick's Day. Throwaway line, but we've established...
Thanksgiving, then it's New Year's a few scenes later.
Well, they were bigger deals.
Yeah.
But the St. Patrick one was literally just in a sentence, just to establish, it's about me.
But that one that works more because it's done the other one. There was one before the Thanksgiving, I believe. Even no, like the way it establishes it's 2002, really.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, it establishes 2002. We Thanksgiving,
prom as well.
Prom at the end.
Yeah,
because that's I really enjoyed that, and Greta, I appreciate that.
That was a powerful appreciate. Yes, I fully agree with that. It was probably the best use of it I've ever seen. Actually.
It's better than Inglourious Bastards.
Yes, to keep getting. Someone was speaking about listening to that episode the other day. I was like, "Oh, as your first one, do you want to go for that one?"
Do you want to see?
Because they were talking about like how good they thought. I was like, "Yeah, Inglourious is one of my favourites." I was like, "Oh, did that?"
Yeah, you know what? Listen to it.
Because I blurted out. I was like, "Oh, I did that on my podcast." Should I have said that? Should he go listen to that one as his first? I want him dead.
Yeah, sometimes you got to listen to people who disagree with you.
Yeah, the passion.
The passion's there.
It certainly is.
Borderline hatred.
rage. I don't think it's borderline. If I'm honest with you.
No,
mate.
seriously, I get stressed about it to this day.
I think because it was apparent in Barbie, but like when it's got the Barbie pink, this will all come together in a second.
Okay.
But the colour grading in this film, I was absolutely in love with. That's part of the reason it reminded me of Licorice Pizza. Because that has really good colour grading. But like, yeah, the colour grading in this, the sunset, it's one of the best sunsets I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, it was good. Even like the fact that house were bright blue.
Yeah, lovely house.
You know what I mean? Like just that's cool. I appreciate it.
Everything was like visually distinct. I will give it that.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of blurred lines.
Yeah, and I know I'm just bouncing off, but
Bounce, mate.
The scene, because you mentioned it, was when the prom scene was like the moment she realises these just aren't my friends.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's the scene where she goes to her friend's house and she starts crying, blah, blah, blah. But because when you realise how they live in a flat, tiny little flat, you have a house.
Yeah, you've been complaining.
Which houses, like 6 people fairly comfortably.
Yeah, and you've been complaining this entire time. And Julie, not like Julia, silly bitch. Julie.
Love Julia, carry on.
That's a lie. Julie didn't complain once throughout the entire movie. Even when she was crying and she came back, no one knew which... I'm going to wheel back. If you're sad, let people know. Reach out. Don't hide it. Don't keep it in.
Yeah, he's fixed it there.
Yeah.
Keep it in.
But...
It's again, you don't know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have guessed how much she was going through.
Powerful sentence, this. Because Saoirse was asking, what's up? Because something's got to be wrong. But then she pointed out, Julie was like, some people just aren't built happy. And I've never felt more crushed in my entire life. There was another one.
Yeah.
When they were trying on prom dresses, Lady Bird asked, or maybe it was in a car. Anyway, she asked it, what if this is the best version of me? When they were talking about stuff change, blah, 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 blah. What if this is just the peak?
Yeah.
That hit home.
I thought it would have, mate.
Do you ever think that, though?
Yeah, but I do, but are you asking for you in specifics?
No, because that's way too personal. I'll take it too seriously. No, but I mean...
everyone changes so much. Like, you are never the final version of anything. You will never change.
What if you've peaked?
But what is a peak, really?
Oh, wow.
Like, what is a peak? You will peak in some things, but you'll peak in... Like, if let's say in football terms.
Okay, go on.
If you peak as a player, it's not the peak of your life, because then you might become a manager and you'll maybe reach your peak in 20 more years, and then
do a Mourinho.
You'll peak as a parent, but that doesn't mean you won't peak in your job or as being a friend. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
There's so many things, man.
Oh, that was a semi-point in the movie as well, when they were on about successful, don't mean you're happy.
True.
Something happened.
It's because, like, as well, when you were a kid and you're thinking, God, but when you get in a YouTube house, this will be all it is, but you're not considering anything else.
No.
And it's just like it's just like you just don't understand yet. I'd say one of the main themes of this film.
You ain't got a clue.
But what I've took most from it is perspective. Like, it is just the amount of perspective you gain in those years is crazy.
Yeah, it's awful.
One thing I was happy with. I was happy with was that she still went to New York, and even though she was sad, I was like, oh, don't end it with just going back home.
I don't see, this is where I get confused.
Go on.
She don't like it. Does she like it?
No, I don't know. It's more she's just scared, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Wow.
Because if you're not scared, how do you know you're not taking a risk and doing the right thing?
That's not necessarily true. You could be taking a risk and be chilling with it.
No, true. But if you're not,
no, again, I agree.
Like, if you're not scared,
I'm just a pussy.
No, what's the point? But is it like a lot of acting things? If you just act safe, what's the point? But if you are doing a role that terrifies you, it probably means it's going to challenge you, and it will be better for you.
Could you also argue that it terrifies you for the right reasons because it's terrifying and it's bad?
But is terrifying necessarily bad?
No, but it can be bad.
It can be, but it can be.
It could be good.
But if you don't take the risk,
but then it's bad. So like, don't take the risk because.
But then
not taking the. What if it's not taking the risk is better than taking the risk and it being wrong?
But think of it. Think of it from a manager's perspective. What if you don't take a risk? You might never get the Prem. You might just stay comfortably in the top 4.
Yeah, but at least
you do it.
At least you're staying there. You take a risk and it's all gone wrong and you're sacked and you never get a job again.
Outlook is that what Fergie did, mate?
I think it's different. I think it's different for every mate. It's a Joe Weller situation. He's happy just making the internet melts.
Sometimes but he wasn't.
Yeah, no.
He was staying comfortable. Like he did that. So we're not going to do a Weller conversation on this one. Yeah, I think taking risks can. Yeah.
So you think taking risks is a good thing?
Because as well, that's something you never realise when you go to these places. Like a lot, when my friends went to uni, they discovered that you want this independence, then you got it, and then all of a sudden you're alone in a different city, and you've not like got used to this feeling before.
Yeah,
and that's a lot to take on. But
wow.
At the same time, it forms you as a person. There's a lot of like your strongest years for forming who you are,
and also potentially negatively.
Oh yeah,
it could just be negative and ruin you forever. Now
depends what you do in that time.
No, but theoretically it could be though. No?
It could be.
Like she goes to New York and gets raped. I know I'm going really dark. Okay, I might have to.
Where would that come from?
No, but
she gets murdered in the street.
No, it's the real world. No, because if she's murdered, she can't live with that.
Yeah.
But it's the real world, mate. So if that happens, she never goes outside ever again. What's the message there? Or is it that it's just shit?
But again,
like
that
if she'd
didn't
never
happen.
gone to New York, that wouldn't have happened. No,
that's
but theoretically it did happen.
But that's not necessarily true. It could
True.
have happened anywhere.
But you get what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Like you could do it, and you could be scarred for life and never recover properly.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
That is the thing with the risk in it. You don't know, but
so I might take it
because then she'd just be restricting
herself. The
herself.
alternative is worse.
The alternative is then she never made a choice. And then she gets to 60 and she's just like, I wish I did. Yes, you know what, Joseph? You're right on that very minuscule thing you've decided to weirdly fixate on. You are correct in that. It is true.
Okay.
But there's also many other things that it maybe not isn't true.
Yeah.
But I was just glad that it really good choice of ending.
We say this a lot. You can't endings are shit. I know it's a bit cringe. But endings are normally the worst part of a film for me.
Yeah, it's a hard one to
end. I like this. Just end it.
But that's why I didn't feel like it ended. Because a lot of the films, like based on the mother and daughter relationship and how it's a bit, there's a lot of friction because they don't understand each other. Mm-hmm. But they also do love each other. It's that weird thing.
Yeah.
But it ends like they're just starting to.
Yeah, that's when they're starting.
That's her first step to reaching to fix it. We don't need to see the rest.
Yeah.
Because that's enough. We don't need the fairy tale ending.
I think what most films do is have that phone call and then she walks off and there's an extra 30 seconds maybe.
Yeah.
That's what most normal films do. I think just cutting it off straight after she hung up the phone.
Yeah.
Best way to end it.
A lot of them would have her pick up the phone.
And that, yeah.
They'd end it with, I love you, Mom.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, I love you too. Cue the music.
Wow.
Slow fade.
Wow.
Not this
wow.
one, though. It's the editing was great. You're right, mate.
What's that?
Are you doing
Star Wars?
Do it again.
Superman?
Were you doing?
Dunno.
That one.
Indiana Jones.
Nah. Is it? That's the A-Team.
The A-Team. Wow. Yeah. Indiana Jones, the A-Team,
Very
Star
similar.
Wars, and the other one I forgot. They're very similar.
I think they're all John Williams.
Oh shit! So that's actually
that would explain why.
Okay. That's sauce.
One thing I do want to mention. What are you on today, mate? It's like you're trying to. Are you making this edit ridiculously?
I thought that was
no, but just think about how many conversations we've been having, and you just said the most random thing, cancelable thing in the middle that I'm just gonna have to.
That wasn't cancelable. No, seriously though, I want a film that's from the perspective of the mum having to deal with a bitch of a daughter.
Genuinely give me time, because there's something in there.
Okay.
There's something in my brain working.
I'll ask the audience.
Send them in.
Send them in.
Send the feedback. Email will also be in the description.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do through the official podcast things now because we can't do the DMs anymore, lads. We need the bonuses. We need the comments.
And we're just getting too many at this point. I'm muting some of them, man.
Mute them
it's too
all,
much.
mate. Mute them all.
Me, every single one.
Every single one.
Have you got anything more to say on this film, Joseph? Don't know why I just said your full name.
Got that. Oh. I don't like how Julie forgive us so quickly. Hold her accountable.
I agree. Or maybe there was and we just didn't need to see it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because there's a lot of things that we knew happened we didn't see, but I liked that.
That's the other thing. I sort of see Lady Bird's issue.
Go on.
Because the inconsistent parenting is crazy. So what I'm going to say is, lads, before you have a child, decide on a parenting style. Because it's very confusing having two opposites. And then also, mother of the mother in the film, not my actual mother.
Yeah,
she's a saint.
That seemed targeted.
No, she's a saint. But don't have a go at her for wanting to be called Ladybird and then call her Ladybird half the time.
Yeah. You could argue.
Go on.
That maybe she was trying sometimes, but maybe she wasn't.
No, but that's mixed signals.
I agree. But then, again, at least what we're saying, when you realise your parents are just people, they're not perfect. Of course not. They're mistakes. Like, everyone expects a perfect parent.
This is why I'm not having a child.
But everyone forgets it's their first time doing it too.
I really like the thing they had.
And it's like that thing, because I noticed there was a few scenes where it's like, she was a bit of a dick there. But it's that thing of that, because when you're a kid, you they've done that. They've been rude to me once here. I hate you in general.
Yeah.
But it's because I think that was the point of, do you know, Miguel, her brother's girlfriend, who she literally says, they let me move in here.
Yeah.
And she keeps her around all the time. That was such a kind, generous thing to do. But also she has the capacity to maybe miscommunicate and be wrong at sometimes. It's just that thing of no one's perfect and you've got to realise they're just people too.
Yeah.
Perspective.
I like the scene that when she'd complained about not tidying her clothes up and then Saoirse was like, didn't you ever just leave your clothes out once? And did you ever wish your mum didn't shout at you? And then she was like, my mum was an abusive alcoholic and then just left.
But you could, for me, I don't know if you got that. Before she said that, when she was saying it, in her eyes, it looked to me that did, like, land.
She felt that.
Yeah, she was like, ooh.
I see that, but also see where I'm coming from.
She also did the thing, my teenager's making valid points. Yeah, let me just...
They can't do that.
I had it worse than you. I invalidate your entire argument. All right, Mum.
Yeah.
It's that thing, but two things can be bad at once.
Yeah.
Yes, your mum did that, but what you're doing is also not.
Yeah, just because it's not as bad doesn't mean it's not bad.
So true.
But props for breaking the cycle.
Yes.
Shout out the dad as well. I know
Lovely
it's a film about women, but that dad is the best. I'm going to go on a limb. Maria's dad's got some very strong competition.
Don't ever.
No, seriously.
Look at yourself, mate.
No, we know who the GOAT is.
Yeah, we know who the GOAT is.
Go on.
I would say Maria's dad.
Wrong.
Who are you going to say?
It's the dad from My Parents Were Aliens. And don't even play. Brian Johnson. Don't even fuck about. Brian Johnson is actually supreme and he'll never be matched.
There's no... Mate, can he skate like Maria's dad can?
He's a fucking alien. He can fly
Not
a spaceship.
the same, mate. Did he? Yeah, Brian defeated... Maria's dad defeated aliens in his sleep, mate. The Gorgon, gone. Get out.
Yeah, fair.
Bruh, I swear bruh helped defeat Mr. Smith.
Yeah, whatever.
Putting a CD into this highly
He did, mate, because he lived next door.
Who's doing that, mate?
And
when the fucking weird little trickster's minion, he knocks his skateboards around a bend, and knocks him out.
Yeah. He's called.
I don't want to hear no conversation.
Okay. Brian Johnson is in series 10 of Doctor Who. Make of that what you will.
He's also in the thick of it, mate.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
To be fair, he's a staple of British television.
I love him.
You know it's a good BBC series when you see him pop up.
He's actually quite a good serious actor as well.
Yeah, he's good. Like,
but have you seen? Do you remember My Parents Were Aliens? Do you know how goofy he is in that?
I used to love it.
Him and CJ, just little antics.
It was a different cast the first season, wasn't it?
Same cast. The woman changes. There's a blonde woman and a redhead. The redhead is superior.
Yeah.
Deep voice redhead.
Absolutely. I couldn't get over it, mate. I was just like, something's wrong here.
Yeah, I didn't like the blonde one.
It took me a while to clock on.
She speaks a bit like this all the time. Yeah. Oh, Brian. That sort of thing. Whereas everyone's like, Brian.
Lawrence.
Is that a true Geordie impression?
Yeah, it was. Okay. No, that wasn't an impression. It was just a little hint. Yeah, I think that wraps this one up. I want to say, actually.
Yeah, it's been a good...
Much better than... I'd vastly prefer it to Barbly, if I'm honest with you.
To what, mate?
Blarby. Is that what I said?
You said Barbly.
Barbly.
So you said it wrong.
Wrong, mate. Big Bang Theory. Yeah?
I never said that, though.
I'm certain of it, mate.
Well, enjoy it in the edit.
Yeah, and I'll change it, mate. I'll change it.
Fairy.
There you go.
You got your soundbite.
Yeah, it's much better than Barbie to me.
I really want to watch the other one.
But Little Women is better than this, but
Florence
not by loads.
Special?
Florence, but I also really like the book.
Do her and Timothy kiss?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't know who I'm more jealous of.
I would assume Tim, because you don't like him, so would you want to kiss him? Or is it coming from that as well, mate? Is he doing the classic, I hate him because I love him? If he's mean to you, he must like you.
I see a bit of myself.
He also plays bass. And let's end it there.
Yeah, let's make him think of playing an instrument.
Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Definitely Serious.
Yeah, Lady Bird, little cheeky. Teenage be
They
goofy.
just don't get it. They just don't get it.
Yay!
And on that, we'll leave it there. I don't even want to know. I've been Kieran. No.
Yeah, I've been Kieran.
Have you? But I've been Joe.
And this has been Serious for Definite.
And you've not been Tim. Just remember that.
I'll never be him.
See you later, guys. Catch you on the next one.